here currently, so Spencer Brown will not practice, nor will Tywan Jones. It's good to have Micah Hyde back in town, in the building. Obviously, he carries great influence for our football team, so great to have him and his family back in town. And I want to remember Coach Corey and his family with the passing recently of Coach, and I know what he meant to this organization and Coach Levy. So with that, the time is yours.
What can you tell us about Trey White's situation?
Yeah, keep taking it one day at a time. He'll play when he's ready. He's progressing, but he'll play when he's ready.
Is there any chance he plays this week?
No.
If you could, Sean, Matt Milano, you've been talking about him for 5 years, but it just seems like he just gets better every year. Would you agree with that assessment that he is just getting better and better every year he plays?
Yeah, I mean, I remember when we drafted him in 2017, and I think it was, round 5, where Matt was drafted. So great story. He's worked extremely hard on his career and invested in this football team, invested in himself as well. And it's fun to watch players develop and have the success that Matt's had and go on to do great things.
Leslie mentioned this the other day, he's a hybrid, and it's kind of how the league is going today at that position. There's no longer 250, 60-pound guys. It's these hybrid 225-pound guys that can do it all, right?
Yeah, it changes. The game evolves, and so we try to evolve with it. And the college game, too, evolves. So sometimes that makes it easier. Sometimes it makes it harder. In this case, Matt was a player that played kind of in what we call the apex as a hybrid safety player, linebacker a little bit, and he fit what we were looking for, and he's done a great job.
Are you concerned at all about Tre'Davious, or is this still within the timeline of what you were looking at?
Yeah, I'm confident in Tre'Davious, confident in our medical staff, and we'll just continue to take it one day at a time here, Josh.
Their running game, I mean, obviously they're struggling throwing the ball, and you would never discount Aaron Rodgers, but those two running backs, is that something that you really need to be a little bit concerned about, the way they can pound it?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you're talking about a team that's led by the current reigning MVP of the league, right? So we start there, and then you've got two good running backs, some young receivers. We'll see where that goes with some of the injuries they have. Sammy's there as well, who we have a lot of respect for, and the defense is laden with a bunch of talented players. So it's a football team that has great potential that's coming in here this weekend, and obviously led by Aaron, who we have a lot of respect for as well. So future Hall of Famer.
You said it could actually be good for them. Rodgers is the biggest underdog that he's ever been, but do you think that makes him potentially more dangerous?
Well, I think he's dangerous to begin with. I think their football team's dangerous. This is a team that's been to playoffs multiple years in a row, been to the NFC Championship game multiple years in a row, outside of last season. So when you've got Aaron Rodgers at quarterback and the talent that they have, we have a lot of respect for them and every team that comes in here every week. Yeah, he'll practice today. We'll get a better feel for how he's doing at practice starting today.
Spencer Brown, would you go so far as to say you're looking at a week-to-week thing, or are you taking it day by day?
Just day by day right now.
Sean, there's been a couple of trades around the league, including one made by a team in your division. With the deadline next week, how involved do you get in potential conversations with Brandon about what you guys may or may not do as that deadline approaches?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I'm confident in the team that we have currently. He always looks, we always look, and he loops me in if and when I need to be looped in. So that's really how our process works.
Sean, with Trey, I know he's not playing this week, but he has been around the team again and practicing. So how beneficial is it to have him back and have his personality and his voice back and his work ethic back around everybody?
Yeah, that's great to have around. I mean, just for him to be back in as he started a couple of weeks ago, Matty, with back on the same schedule as the rest of the team, kind of out of his rehab separate schedule, back in meetings, and his energy around our football team. He does such a great job influencing young members of our team, young members of the defense, of the secondary, and his energy is infectious.
Sean, did the decision to not play Trey this week, was it because there was no he only had 3 days of practice. Is that part of what factored into this?
I mean, there's a lot of factors that factor, a lot of variables that factor into it, but I just think it's, again, one day at a time, and we will play, he will play when he's ready. And again, we have a lot of trust in Trey and a lot of trust in our medical team.
Sean, during a bye week, I know you go back and do a lot of self-scouting and things like that, kind of analyze your team. Was there anything specific you guys looked at to try and focus a little more on during the bye week, coming out of it, that you want to work on?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to dive too deep into that here, but yeah, I mean, we're always looking to improve. Certainly, you know, a ton that we can improve on, in whether it's offensively, defensively, special teams. I know the coordinators led that effort in terms of being more specific, Sal, with certain things offensively or defensively there as special teams as well. So, yeah, there's some things we targeted, went back and looked at the film, did some research. That's a big part of the coaches' bye week. It's not very exciting for them, I know, but it's not easy to look kind of at your warts, but you got to look at them and be, you know, kind of look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, we've got some things that we can improve on.
Sean, you talked about Micah Hyde being back in town. Does that mean he's going to be a quasi-coach kind of thing for you in whatever capacity you might throw him in?
Yeah, I don't think I'd say, I wouldn't use that label. He just carries so much influence as a leader on our football team. He's still on our football team, so he doesn't really want to put on that coach's hat. I tried to offer that to him, but he didn't. I guess the hat didn't fit. My size hat didn't fit him. So, no, we're happy to have him back, though, overall. He's got such a great family, and like I said, just the energy that he brings, the influence, the leadership. He's seen a lot of football, too. So we have, you know, a young secondary right now, so his influence, his input, the way he sees it certainly helps.
Might he be on the sideline during games, or have you discussed that?
We haven't discussed it, honestly, but I would imagine he'd be on the sideline, yeah.
You guys had quite a bit of a turnover on the interior of the defensive line coming into this season. What it looks from the outside like it's paid off. What have you seen from the defensive tackles?
Yeah, a little bit of a new face or a new look from last year. You know, still work to be done, but I like the start that they're off to right now with the power, the explosive power inside and affecting the pocket, and it all starts with the run game. So you can't just rush the passer. It's got to start with the run game and really controlling the line of scrimmage.
How do those guys impact what Tremaine is able to do behind them?
Yeah, and everything starts up front, Josh. So when you're playing in the second level of the defense where Tremaine is or Matt is, it certainly helps when those big guys up front are doing their job in their gap, affecting the game the way that they have to this point.
I just had one more question on Trey, and I don't know to what degree of specificity you want to get into this, but generally, based on your experience, I've had ACLs described to me as, for an elite athlete, as up to a 2-year injury in terms of when they really feel back to 100%. What's been your experience with that, maybe with other players, your knowledge of that type of injury relative to where Trey is at? Is he behind schedule or in any way, shape, or form right now to what you anticipate?
Yeah, Adam, I'm not going to go into the specifics on that, partially because I'm not qualified to answer that completely for you. I would just say everyone's different in terms of how quickly people come back or the 2-year window, if you will. I just think that Trey's different than everybody else out there. Everybody else is different than Trey, so we're confident in Trey. There is no hesitation in our mind at all about what he's going to be able to do when he gets back. It's just more of taking this one step at a time.
Are you concerned about him having to go back to IR at this point relative to that?
Yeah, I'm not even going to go there. I think we're in a good spot. It's just one day at a time, and you know, we know what he means to our football team. We're also confident in the players that have stepped in when he's been out, and they continue to grow, which is good for our football team. And you know, at the right time, Trey will be back, and that'll be a process as well. So right now, we're just taking it one day at a time. We'll see. Yeah, we'll just take it one game at a time.
Just to clarify, when does Trey's window close? Is it next week?
I think it's next. Is it middle of next week, something like that? So we're getting kind of on the back half of the window right now. So yeah.
Sean, how hard is it
to let Trey accept the one day at a time approach, understanding it's been a while since he's been out there, and we know the competitor, he probably wants to get out there right now.
Yeah, I mean, believe me, he wanted to get out there in training camp. I mean, that's the type of player he is. That's the type of competitor he is, and you know, we respect that. You know, number one is his health and safety, and then B2 is you know, what he can do on the field. So, but again, we're just trying to go about things the right way, and take it one day at a time. So, good. Yeah.
You talked early in the season about the run game, and you guys were assessing data as you get further into the season. Are you seeing the trends develop the way you'd like to and need to see over the course of the season?
You talking offensively? Yeah, I think that's an area that we looked at over the bye week, and we continued to evolve in that area, and you know, certainly we have a lot of things to work on, and I would say that continues to be an area that we want to continue to develop, and I've been impressed with the development to this point from where we started, but I think that ability to do well, to control the line of scrimmage, is imperative to what we're trying to become as a football team. So a lot of confidence in those guys. I love the progress that's been made, and we're looking to continue to do that moving forward. Thank you.